We're Sid and Mackie, and we're professional mountain bikers on a mission to try the most unique and challenging races around the world in the US, and tell those stories here on YouTube. From stage races in the high Andes to short track races in our friends' backyards, we're always looking for new ways to push ourselves. Recently though, the challenge has looked a little different. After 7 years of nomadic living, we realized we were getting burned out, and if we were going to continue our career as serious athletes, we needed a home base. So in late 2021, we took a big leap and bought a house. And it's a bit of a fixer-upper.
We knock out this whole wall and have an island.
We moved in on December 1st with the master plan to spend the month of December renovating so that we could begin our 2022 training promptly on January 1st. However, and it's come as a surprise to, well, absolutely no one except us, things have taken a little longer than expected, and we're learning how to balance training with home renovations. If you want to follow along on this journey, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. It really helps this channel out. With that said, let's get started. Welcome to Building Base Camp, Episode 3.
We did set the house on fire.
Why would you set the house on fire? This is a terrible idea. So basically, it's not going great. Things are not going great.
In the last 2 episodes, you watched as we quite literally tore our house apart and started to put it back together. Today, now that the drywall is hung, it's time to get into the fun stuff. But first, your new favorite segment, Mountain Bikers Try Interior Design.
This is the color that we're liking for our kitchen cabinet.
Turkish tile.
So the white countertops are neutral, the walls are gonna be neutral. So everything else has gotta pop. We're really thinking this is kind of our accent color, so this might be the color of the alcove where the wood stove is gonna go.
Queen Anne.
Then we found Kernel of Truth, which is much brighter. This blue is really, really versatile. Different vibe you get from different colors. Like this to me is pretty southwesty, but without being like aggressively so. You know, it's not turquoise. But then if you go to like Bee's Knees, I feel like you've got like beach cottage. This one is like 70s. We're back to beach cottage, timid beach cottage. I'm liking this.
Kernel of Truth. It is Wednesday, December 29th. This marks 4 weeks that we've been in our house. And I feel like we've settled into a nice rhythm where we work really, really hard to finish up a project, and we're like, we're gonna finish up this project, like, come on, let's push through, and we push through and we finish up the project, and we're like, okay, then we're gonna take a little bit of break. And then about a day later, we're like, oh, that was enough of a break, on to the next project. So, tore up some carpet. You can see it's mostly gone. We haven't done the last little bit because we want some in the living room. Today, we're like, well, might as well start painting. We are starting to, we are starting to tape things so that we don't get paint all over them. All right, it's officially happening. It's beginning to happen. Let's see the first paint on the walls.
What you doing here?
Well, we sort of skipped a little spot and it's a little high up there, and
Yeah.
I'm trying an experiment. As long as I don't fall down the steps.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't fall on steps, don't touch the wall. Whoa, what was that?
It's just trying to go from looking down to looking up, you know.
That's working. There you go. No coming back from that.
Yeah.
We thought we'd just pull up the linoleum, but it's not one, not two, but 3 different linoleums.
3 linoleums or 2 linoleums in a...
Nope, 3. Here's number 2. 1, 2, then the plywood, and then the original.
Whoa.
Or not original, then the one that we've been looking
the top
at.
one, yeah.
And the second one has some nails, but also has screws, which are under that, so we can't, like, pull it up. So basically, it's not going great. Things are not going great.
Today is the day. We are finally getting our new countertops. The first thing Sid and I noticed when we walked in is we were like, we need to replace those countertops because they were Formica and they were like a kind of ugly brown color. They are out, they are gone. You can see just big empty spots where they were. We are getting our new quartz countertops. We went for a white with a little bit of texture in it. And I think it's gonna look really nice with like the blue on the cabinets. The guys are supposed to show up in a couple of minutes.
Gotta quickly make coffee.
Yeah.
So can we appreciate that Dad's baking bread this morning with no countertops? Hold up your, Can you hold up your loaf?
Here, we'll go look at the loaf. Oh, that's a beautiful mid-construction sourdough. Look, there are our countertops. I can see them.
So
we have new countertops. I like to call this the cook and work method of preparing dinner. We have Jim over here scraping the floor. We have Ellen removing paint from the side of the oven. And then we have Sid making dinner over here without using the kitchen sink or the faucet.
Or the stove. I noticed.
This may seem very chaotic, but the truth is, we have plenty more space than we did when we were in the van. Plus running water, plumbing, heating, electricity.
Really have the running water, I think.
We do, just not in the kitchen. I think this is the right time to do all this stuff, is when we still have the perspective of being in the van. What are you making?
I'm not sure.
Okay. It seems to involve red onions,
involves the Instant Pot,
carrots, and rice.
The stove is not working.
Yes.
So I think it's gonna be like a sausage rice thing. Only vegetables we have are carrots.
And red onions.
Are onions a vegetable?
Onions are definitely a vegetable.
Yes. Yeah. Onions are just they're an allium, typically.
Oh, what the heck is an allium?
An onion. Or a garlic, or a shallot, or a leek.
And they're not vegetables?
No, they're probably within the vegetable families. Every time I want to use anything, it's like in a drawer on the floor somewhere. So. Okay, now I can see the Instant Pot. Okay, let's see. Well, we made a thing.
Oh yeah, that looks yummy.
Okay.
Smells delicious.
I had a bunch of cilantro because the can's too bad.
Jim, what's this thing?
This is a towel cutter. A Ryobi towel cutter. Really smart little setup. Just put your water in here. Keeps your towel cutting tool real cool while it goes through the tile, and therefore hopefully not heats it up and breaks it.
Oh, that's what the water's for.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we just got a little overflow here. It's high enough above that you never run out, and I got a bucket under there if we get carried away.
Okay.
And once we get our water in there, then we just put this on, and we almost treat it like a tablespoon.
Let's look at our bamboo. Finally came. There it is. You take this piece, you lay it down in the guest bedroom. It looks exactly the same. Here, I'll turn on the light. It's perfectly matched, which is great because there's like a box and a half left over that we found in the shed outside. And so we should be able to use that because it seems to match perfectly. Hit our first flooring snafu, which is that you can see right here, this one is cracked based on where it is, which is right in front of the door. It's gonna be really obvious. So it would be easy enough to just pull up the board, but unfortunately we have locked that board in place with 6 other ones. So
Now what we're gonna do is try butt cutting all of the nails so that we can pull those boards and then pull this board and replace it. Wish us luck.
Hit it.
Well, I think that only took like 3 minutes, so that wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
No, it was a good solution.
And
we didn't set the house on fire.
And we didn't set the house on fire. We should be able to use those
Why don't we
boards.
set the house on fire?
This one was so dull.
Yeah, that one was smoking things.
Smoking.
Don't touch it, it's hot.
Oh wow, I look crazy. Okay, so we are about to do what I think is gonna be one of the more annoying tasks. Our stove range really does not like to go in or out. We've had to pull this thing in and out like so many times. And this is hopefully the last one. It's tricky because it's an electric oven and a gas range. So there's a lot going on back there. We had to pull it out to get all the flooring out. And then we had to pull it out to put the flooring back in. And now we're trying to get it back in, this time without scratching the floor, which is a new element. So it's gonna take all of us. So I'm just gonna set the camera up over here. This is a terrible idea. You've got a staple in your shoe.
Good thing it was wearing shoes.
Ouch, stop. Now come back about 4 inches. That's it, I think I'm done.
We are stopping for the night. Not quite done, but guys, it looks so good. Looks so good. Totally changed how the house feels.
We still need to grout the tiles, and then we're gonna put like a T molding along the edge, which I think will look really good. Same thing over there. And then in the kitchen, you can see we've got more than half, and we did the oven, which was a pain. We still have under the dishwasher and under the fridge to do, which will also be a pain, but not nearly as bad. And then in the pantry, and then the dining room is very close, and it's pretty straightforward until the very last piece on that side. And the hallway looks amazing.
And we were all just commenting, we can actually take our shoes off by the door and walk to our bedroom in our socks. Because the floor is nice and smooth and not plywood with staples in it like it was until today. So all in all, super exciting. A lot of work done today. Definitely time to go to sleep.
Okay, today is strength testing day. We're getting started on this a little later than we had hoped. We both got really sick right after Christmas. It wasn't COVID, but it was kind of a nasty cold, and I've been having a cough, so I've kind of been putting it off. But it is time to figure out the weights that we need to be basing our 2022 strength training off of. Does Mackie look ready to throw around some heavy weights or take a nap?
I was thinking about the nap first, the weights after.
To be fair, it's kind of freezing.
It's cold down here. We're supposed to be warm. I don't actually have sweatpants, but like, you know, these are sort of like sweatpants. They fit over my gym shorts.
We have never done this before, so this is totally different for us as endurance athletes. I've been strength training seriously for about a year since I got injured. I've seen huge improvements from that, both in my riding and in my health. I'm a total proponent of strength training. However, there's kind of this theory that my PT, Thane, and my coach Mike have, which is that I'm not really pushing myself in the gym as much as I should be.
So how does this work?
Well,
I've never done max testing before.
Well, neither have I, so we're just gonna do our best.
Okay.
I have to get through the little questions about my mood and stress levels.
So I just skip all of those.
Only hurting yourself. We are trying to find out what our 3 rep maxes are on squat and bench press. And then we'll do deadlift at another point. You want to get to 3 rep max here, work the weight up, so by the time you get to the set with 3 reps, you would not be able to do a 4th rep while keeping form legit. So there's 5 sets, starts with 8, 6, 5, 4, 3. I'm really comfortable burying myself on the bike and like really pushing myself cardiovascularly. But with heavier weights, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if I should be doing this. It feels really heavy. For my injury, we were pretty much doing a lot of high rep, low weight, which is kind of the classic endurance strength training, and kind of learned recently that heavier weights are good for endurance athletes too. I'm starting with 85. I'm gonna use the bench as kind of a guide for how deep I wanna go. That's what my PT has been having me do because I tend to like lose the form past a certain depth, but this gets me to just about parallel, which is it's what you want for...
Well, it's what you want.
Yeah.
Like, other people are going to be doing deeper squats, and that's what Dane wants you doing that. So.
Right, and you can basically still get a lot of strength gains without going super, super deep. There's a lot of ways to hurt yourself if you're not doing it perfectly. Well, you made that look really easy.
How'd it feel?
Fine, yeah. Had one where I got a little wobbly, but I don't think it was because of the weight. It's just being uncoordinated. 6 reps, 175?
175.
Well, it's not impressive to get a clip of me taking the weight off.
5 reps, 105. You've done this before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, I'll use the stupid thing.
No, don't use it if you don't like
I'm
it.
not wearing a shirt. Makes it heavier. Yeah, I don't like it.
It weighs like a 1/10 of a pound. It makes it heavier.
This is actually 105 and 2/10 of a pound. Just like everyone to know. Okay, that didn't feel so bad.
All right.
Felt better
Good.
than the 6.
That feels heavier.
In a good way or in a bad way?
In a heavy way.
In a heavy way. Still, we're making that up pretty easy. Smooth exit. Oh boy, that was not my best.
Okay.
If I do everything perfectly, the heavier weights don't feel that heavy. But then when I like F up and like lean a little too far forward, and that's I think why I've been so hesitant to add weight.
Yeah.
Is not because of the actual feeling of heaviness, it's because of like...
You just have to keep your form perfect.
I have to be perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect-ish. A long way from perfect. 4 by...
205.
Dane was saying that for me, like a goal as a female endurance athlete is to be able to squat my body weight 4 reps. Like 5 sets of 5, basically. Sort of the maximum goal for me would be repping body weight. By body weight, I mean my weight on my back, not nothing, because I think that's also a body weight squat. And so for men, that was sort of a similar calculation, but I think it was like 1 1/4 to 1 1/2 is the goal.
I weigh 170-ish, so I would need to be able to do reps of like, if I wanted to be on the high end of that 1 1/2, it'd be like 150 or 255.
This would be 130 pounds. I'm a little nervous, so I'm gonna have Mackie spot me on this one. Even though I could just sit down, but it's psychological.
You got this.
We'll find out. No.
Got it. You okay?
I have my hair stuck.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, I just leaned too far forward, I guess.
Yeah.
Just feeling kind of cocky there for a second, but 15 pounds kind of is a lot to add on.
Nice. Come on, you got this.
Why don't you do yours and then try again? I feel like I'm just tiring myself out. Got this. Yeah. Yeah. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Nice.
Good job. Come on. Come on, one more. You got this. You got this.
Yeah.
Good job.
Okay.
Nicely done.
Lock it in. I'm realizing this means that you should be able to do squats with like me on your back.
That was true before though.
I know, I'm just like, why haven't we been doing that? I know I don't weigh 230 pounds, thank you. I'm just saying, if you can do it 230 pounds on a bar, you should be able to do 140 pounds of your wife on your back. Come on, Mackie. Yoop, yoop. Yes! Okay, is Mackie finally gonna max out on a squat, or are we gonna be here all day?
That's a great question. 245.
Ew, that was nice. Are you serious?
I think that's a fairly...
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Dane's definition is, could you do another one?
With perfect form.
With perfect form, I don't think I could
Legit
do
form, I don't think it was
legit
perfect.
form, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you were not going as low on those as you went on the others.
Yeah, I think 245.
That's awesome. That's solid. I'm thinking from seeing you squat today that you've been doing your reps too low, probably.
Yeah, I think so too.
And me too, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching this episode of Building Base Camp. Stay tuned for next week's episode when we're finally taking you downstairs and sharing our plans for this space. The best space in the house. What's going to be our dream garage.
This is a project I have been thinking about, talking about, planning for a long time. I'm finally actually doing it.